this is Sheridan with Garden Guys and Gal. I'm here with Cody Zeziger. He is our agriculture faculty for Davis County, Weber County, and Morgan County. He covers a huge amount of turf, so he's all over. He's everywhere and nowhere, all at the same time, right?
I am, yeah.
And Cody is really into tools to make the garden job easier. So I thought that we would have him come on Garden Guys and Gal and show you some of the cool tools that he has, that he's sourced, that will make your life a lot easier. So what is this one?
So this one has a few names actually, Sheridan. Some people will call it a Jang seeder. Other people will just call it one of those foreign seeders, a Chinese seeder, an Asian seeder. But when I ordered this model is called a JP-3.
Okay.
And J maybe for Jang, okay. But then 3 because I've got 3 rows that I can plant at once. Now we only have 1 hopper in because that's all we're doing today.
Right.
But this could actually go up to 5, so the JP-3 and the JP-5 have the same frame.
Awesome. So, and I really like that you could do multiple rows. This gives you the opportunity to space your rows a little bit different so we can adjust all this stuff.
It does, so it's really easy to adjust.
Okay.
I just loosen a nut
and slide
it.
Which is awesome.
And it even has a ruler on the seeder itself, so that you have a built-in measurement for your row width.
That's great. And then we can put in different plates. And when I say plates, that's underneath the beet seeds. And it will adjust for different size seeds. And it's this black piece under there. So we've got a bigger plate in because we're doing beets and they're bigger seeds. But if we were doing carrots, or if we were doing like penstemons, or like we were growing cut flowers, we would do a much smaller plate. So you have 2 different size plates, but I'm assuming you can get others.
Yeah, so you can go up to a large bean, all the way down to a tiny seed that's smaller than, let's say, a sesame seed.
Okay, so that's pretty small.
They also give you the option to buy a blank plate, so you could drill a custom size. So if you wanted to even do poppies, you could. You could,
so it gives you lots of flexibility. So we're gonna actually plant 2 different ways. We're gonna show you some options here. And this is going to be kind of like succession planting. So we'll have, you know, plants that are going in that are a little bit further along versus seeds. So this is a great way to succession plant. But let's take this down the row and see how it does. So let's go for it.
Okay. As I seed this row, Sheridan, there's a few things that I really like about this seeder. I like these rollers because I get really good seed to soil contact with the ground, as well as it kind of flattens out where I'm planting. And I also really like how much control I have over the number of seeds that go in the ground.
Okay.
Aside from just the time-saving aspect of it.
Okay, so I really like that Jang seeder. That is awesome. That would save me a ton of time in the garden, and especially a garden this size. I mean, because if I was planting those beets by hand, I'd have to come down, furrow out my row, plant all my seeds, go back and fill in, and it probably saved me a ton of seed that I would have dropped or not been exact. And I know that my spacing is going to be good too. I don't have to go back and thin a whole bunch, right?
Your depth as well, right?
Yeah, my depth is perfect, which is great. So I really like that. Let's talk about this.
Okay, so what we have here is a paperpot transplanter. Paperpot because we've got these little paperpot trays.
Right.
There's a few US retailers that sell these. This one I bought, and the brand is Paperpot Co., but I don't think it really matters where you get it. This design's out of Japan, and all of your supplies come out of Japan. And it takes a few little additional pieces of equipment to be able to use this. You'll need trays, as well as these paper pots.
Right.
Paper pot trays, and a few other items that maybe we'll get to show people later.
Right. And the nice thing about this is my plants are already up and coming, so I could use this next to seeds. I've got succession going on right here, which means I'm going to have a crop earlier than the next crop, and it's going to give me more use in a smaller space in the garden. You don't necessarily have to use both, but if you did, that's a great way to do it. So this is our first trial run on this, right?
This is our first go with this machine. This machine's never been ran through. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. So the idea is it makes a little furrow and it pulls, oh my gosh, it's working. It's it's working, and it's gonna pull.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh no. Okay. So this is a problem.
Okay, so we were supposed to give you the unfiltered truth, but we broke it right away, or
Right
at least
away.
the paper chain. So we're gonna try again. Take two.
Take two. My job is to help it. Let's see if we really need. Okay, it's going.
How do the plants look?
The plants look great. It's like kind of backfilling as it goes, which is awesome. Just make sure that we don't have. This works. This is awesome. We just had to get used to it.
You want me to try to go faster?
Go a little bit faster.
Okay.
So, you know, this is definitely not as fast as the Jang seeder.
But according to everything I've read and some of the company's websites, is that this is at minimum 4 times faster than transplanting yourself.
Okay, so it is faster. I'm seeing some of our stuff isn't going quite as deep as it probably should, and maybe that's just we're a little uneven.
Yeah, so our ground's a little uneven, and we probably could have spent some
Here
time
we go.
adjusting the machine itself. It is adjustable to where you can get your depths to change a little bit, and you can get your hills to be a little bit more aggressive that close your row back up.
Okay.
Which it looks like that might be one of our problems, is in a few of these spots where it's a little bit harder, maybe we're just not aggressive.
Right. But this is working. For the most part, I'm really liking this.
And if I could drive straighter, the row would look a lot nicer.
Drive straight, please. Okay, so they both work out pretty well. I think this one has a little bit of things that we need to, like, just things that we need to adjust and learn a little bit more, right? But I think overall, it works really well. I'm gonna go back and just kind of fix and fluff and do what I need to do. But tell me about cost.
Okay, so costs. If you bought the JP-3 from a US retailer online, you're expecting to pay from a little over $1,000 to about a little over $1,500.
Okay, so that one is expensive.
I bought this directly from the factory in China. I wanted to trial that out and see if it worked. It was about $300 to buy with my extra rollers, and then with shipping it ended up being $410.
Okay, so that's not bad when you do it that way. This one.
Yeah, this machine was $900. I bought it from a US online retailer, as I said earlier. It was $940 for the machine, but as a whole kit that I bought trays and a lot of paper pots for, it ended up being about $1,300.
Okay.
Now, you may say, well, that's really expensive for these low value crops, but when you think about it, each one of these cells only costs you a little bit less than 10 cents per plant.
Which is not bad.
Which is still cheaper than buying traditional trays, right?
Is.
You're gonna save money doing soil blocks, but you're gonna waste a lot of time.
Right. And then, I mean, the gold standard is to have a tractor.
Yeah, to have a tractor, but this is gonna set you back well over $10,000.
Right, so I mean, this is a much more viable option if you're small scale and looking to add something like this to your operation or just to your backyard if you're a homesteader, that kind of thing. So I think they're two good options. So thanks for showing them to us.
Yeah, happy to be here.